Well, yeah, it was the only decision because, when you sign up to do a reality show, for me, my only choice was to just be me on the show, whether you loved me, whether you hated me, whether you thought I was the most exciting or the most boring, whatever it is, all I could do was give you Cynthia Bailey. And that's all I did. And I was super transparent. I was super honest. I was vulnerable. I was, amazing. I did dumb stuff. Like I really honestly went through the process, and I did it all with complete transparency. And I think people have to respect that. Like, you really want to see what it is. Like, I don't play Cynthia Bailey. I am Cynthia Bailey. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing that I do or nothing that I did on Housewives. I don't drive a car on Housewives that I wouldn't drive in real life. I don't live in a house that I would live in real life. All the places I shopped on Housewives, I shop in real life. There's nothing that I ever did for the show. Everything I did was really things that I would be doing anyway.
And what do you think when you see other housewives, not just from Atlanta, every franchise has people that do live in houses and do drive cars and do wear clothes that they don't really necessarily own?
Well, everyone's different, to each his own. Like, I don't really care what everyone else does. To be honest, I just have to be true to myself, and however, anyone else wants to make it work for them, then hey, if it's working for them, it's working for them.
Did you think when you said you were excited for Turks and Caicos, like how fast could you get there? Did you think you were going on a nice, fun, happy, relaxing girls trip? Like, did you really expect this?
I did. I mean, I figured there would be some drama, but honestly, after coming from Atlanta and Atlanta being number one for so long, and, Atlanta's real kind of cutthroat. Like, they don't play over there. So it's like, I always, say, if you can make it in New York, you can make it anywhere. If you can make the Atlanta Housewives, you can make it on any housewife show. And I really stand by that, because I think we really go for, well, I don't say myself personally, but a lot of the girls really go for the juggler. Like, that's the show where the mistress is going to show up out of nowhere, or just some crazy, shady situation is going to happen. So I really looked at Turks and Caicos like, well, this is going to be easy. This is actually, out of all the, the free trips that I've been able to be a part of throughout the years as a housewife, I was like, I actually am going to actually enjoy my pina colada and actually see the beach this time. Like, it just felt like I thought it was going to be a real vacation. It was, until it wasn't.
It was until it wasn't, but it started pretty early on the plane with Ramona and Kenya. Like, were you shocked at how quickly it did start?
Well, I thought we would at least get to Turks and Caicos before the drama started. No, so I was a little surprised that it kicked off before we could even take off. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that did surprise me. And, for me, my intentions was always very clear from the start of the trip. So all I wanted to make sure happened before we took off was for me to, give my little cutting the cord session for Kenya. She was leaving her daughter for the first time, and to just be supportive of her in that time. She was going through a lot, divorce, leaving her baby. And, I knew more about what she was really dealing with than any of the other ladies. So I wanted to try to make it easier for her. So anyway.
That makes sense. Yeah. Did Kenya factor into your decision? Like, like you were excited for a free trip, but like, did she, going into it, just, like you had to spend more time with her, you would have her there, you wouldn't be alone?
Not really. To be honest, they had asked me about it months and months and months on end. So I had already known, that I had wanted to go. And I wasn't sure who I was going to go with. I didn't know who they were talking about at that time, but I knew that I was going to go regardless.
Did you know like who was going to be there once you said yes? Like by the time you were going to the plane, like you knew everyone that was going to be there?
Yeah. By that time we knew who was all on board to go. No pun intended.
Who were you? Like, I know, Luann before. I'm from New York too. Like, who were you most nervous to kind of be around just based on their reputation?
I guess I really wasn't that nervous to be around any of them because I've been around all of them, just even for work purposes, if nothing else, like BravoCon and, things like that. But if I had to say I was nervous about someone, the only one I hadn't really spent any real time with was Ramona. And, her reputation precedes her. Like, it's all the stuff out there, like how she is and all that stuff. So I guess I would maybe be a little nervous about her, but not really. But I will say I was the most excited to get to know Teresa, just because, I'm watching her show. I'm like, ooh, okay. And then she's been through the most, and she has overcome the most and survived the most. Like, I mean, we've been through a lot, and we all have our drama and whatever, but nobody's survived jail and bounced back the way she did. And you know what I mean? So we got some girls with, Atlanta, we got some mug shots, but none of them have actually served time. So I really wanted to know what that was like for her, because first of all, I love a comeback story, and she came back like a mother. Okay. She is happy. She is like successful. Her books, like she just has all these, like her family's beautiful. Like she is the comeback queen. And, we've all gone through our struggles, and I just had to know how in the world were you able to deal with all of this and come back bigger and better than ever.
It's true. I mean, it's a lot of people would just turn the other way and say, like, goodbye, public eye. I want nothing to do with this.
Yeah, I mean, I went through a divorce on the show. I mean, I've gone through some things, definitely some friendships and all that stuff, but I've never gone through anything like that. And I honestly don't know how she did it. I can't imagine.
And she got the guy. She's madly in love now. So
happy, like so happy. That's another reason that we connected. Teresa kind of reminded me of my early stages with Mike. Like I was like, Mike, #chill, Mike, I'm so in love. Well, Teresa may have been worse, okay? All she talked about was Louis. It was like, I was like, is this what I was like? Yeah. Like, it was so cute, but I really connected with her because, I'm a lover of love, and, my heart it is what it is. And when I'm all in, and I don't apologize for it. And she was just in heaven. Like they were still very much in the honeymoon phase of the relationship. And now they get to go on a real honeymoon because now they're engaged and they're going to be married.
Is that how it was off camera? Like when you weren't being filmed, like Teresa was Louis?
Yeah. The phone, like, I don't even know how there's probably tons of footage somewhere with her actually on the phone with him while we were filming. Like they must've cut that out somehow, because they're very connected and very much in love. And I think it's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. I think, all these women on the show, most of the women on the show are very, smart, driven, ambitious women, very successful. But at the end of the day, we all want love. We all want a family. We all want a man. We all want to, get laid. But, we want that. We want that love. We want that excitement about someone. So to be able to have it all, the career, the success, the family, and a man that you just can't get on the phone with because you're just so in love with him, that is definitely the cherry on top.
It's like the jackpot. Did you meet him like through, like, I know you guys did a lot of press for.
Yes, I did meet him, and look forward to many couples dates with the two of them. I just told him, I actually just met him when we had the premiere of Peacock out here in LA. And I was like, I just love how this lady is with you. Like, she's just so happy. Like, please, thank you. Thank you for making my friend smile every 5 minutes, because you're in her life. It's beautiful.